Here, what's going on, guys? K-norr back with another video. As you can see, we're doing a Mass Effect tier list on squad members. Now, I mainly wanted to do this because everyone's doing tier lists, and I'm like, fuck it, why not? You know, let's do it. Well, anyway, let's get into it. So, F tier. Come on, we know why these two are in F tier. Everyone knows why. If you played Mass Effect, you know why. Hell, I made a video on the worst squad member in Mass Effect 2, which is the first one there. Let's start off with Jacob Taylor. Why is Jacob Taylor in there? He's boring as fuck. His romance sucks. His romance is god tier awful, honestly. Like, he cheats on Shepard. He's not interesting. He's boring. He's very underwhelming. He sucks as a squad member combat wise. He's not even good to use, so it's not viable for gameplay. That's pretty much why Jacob Taylor's bad. Now, why is James here? James also falls under the same criteria. Generic, boring. He's just another human soldier. The only way I can see people arguing that he would be at least in C tier is that he has some good dialogue, but that's carried by the Citadel DLC in my opinion. Now, why is he in F tier? Generic, boring, like I said, but on top of it, he's cringy. He says very cringy things. He gives Shepard a cringy nickname like, oh, loco, loca. Like, go fuck yourself, James. I don't give a shit. Fuck you. You're weird and annoying. Let's get into C tier, shall we, guys? C tier, Kaidan and Lanko. Now, why are Kaidan and Ashley here? You might be asking why is Kasumi there, but we'll get into that. First, we'll start off with Kaidan. Kaidan falls under the same criteria as Jacob and James. He's generic and he's boring, but his backstory makes up for it, and mainly for the fact that he's a biotic teacher. He actually has funny dialogue, but it still kind of is cringy a little bit, and you can romance both Kaidan and Ashley, which make up for it. Jacob, you can romance, but he cheats on you, but at least these two actually have, you know, chemistry with Shepard. Now, they're really lower than B because they both don't believe Shepard at all, just for the sake of just accelerating the fucking plot, I guess, or making, I don't know, just adding drama to it. But it's like, come on, man, fuck that. You know, like, no one believes Shepard, and then you don't believe him because he worked with Cerberus. Go fuck yourself. It makes sense story-wise, but fuck you. You don't trust me. You're becoming a war asset. Go fuck yourself. Don't board my ship. Same thing with Ashley Williams. Interesting backstory. She was a racist towards aliens, got better at it, and boom, she was good. Alright, moving on. Now, this is controversial. Why is Kasumi in C tier? Kasumi is mainly in C tier because I really wish I could romance her and I can't, and fuck me, dude, like, it sucks that you really can't. And I hate the obsession she has with Jacob. It's cringy, it's annoying, it feels a little forced. Jacob has no redeeming quality, so I don't know why she would even do that. I don't know, man, it's just, yeah, I don't like that. You get held down because you have a thing for Jacob. Fuck you and fuck Jacob. B tier, Samara. Oh man, I fucking love Samara. Samara's a sorry Justicar in a matriarch stage, however you want to say that. Meaning she's pretty much in the final stages of her life. She goes by these codes of ethics that she literally will die for, which is awesome. Called the Justicar code. And then on top of it, she has lived for hundreds of years, so she has a lot of interesting things to say. Moving on, Edie. Why is Edie in B tier list and not higher? Edie's funny, but Edie is Edie. You know, it's just like she is not as well, in my opinion, better than the characters above her. The characters above her really hold high standards to her. She's funny, she's useful in combat, she has good, interesting dialogue. Other than that, that's about it for Edie. Now, Jack. Jack has one of the more interesting romances. She has a lot of trauma to her. Her backstory is really fun. Her side mission sucks. It's kind of boring, but it's interesting if you first play it. Since I played Mass Effect for like 100 million times, her side mission is hard, well, annoying because I can't run through it as fast. Miranda. Miranda is also the same thing. She has a lot of trauma. She's interesting as a character, but other than that, and a good romance, but other than that, she kind of fall flat. I also wanted to put her in B tier list because she got big boobies, you know what I mean? Like, I like them big boobs. And she has the best romance scene in Mass Effect 2. You know, getting it on in the engineering deck. Hell yeah. But other than that, you can't use her in Mass Effect 2. I mean, Mass Effect 3. You can use her in Mass Effect 2, of course. But Mass Effect 3, you can't use her at all unless you do the Citadel Arsenal DLC, which sucks because she gets sidelined. So most of these characters you see get sidelined because they can die in Mass Effect 2. So it's like, ah, fuck, you know, I wish they were there. I wish I could have them and use them viably and have interesting dialogue with them. But you really don't. They have the interesting dialogue in their respective regards, but other than that, that's it. Zaid. Love Zaid. Zaid's this badass mercenary who's old. Interesting side mission. It's very fascinating. I love Zaid. He's funny. He has really, in Citadel DLC holds him up so much because he can have a back and forth with Garrus about, you know, booby trapping in Shepard's apartment or awkwardly flirting with Samara. So fucking funny to see. I love it. Zaid's just the old man dad that you want to have around that talks about guns all the time and is just a funny dude. A tier. A tier is super controversial, or however you want to say that word. Why is Morden here? Why are these guys here? They are here because it was hard to put them in S tier. I love them, but all three of these characters, funny enough, sacrificed their lives. Let's talk about Morden. Morden's a Slayer scientist, worked on STG. He pretty much made the genophage into a thing or helped make it. He ends up preventing the genophage. He can live if you do certain dialogue decisions or do certain things in the other games, which makes him a high tier character because he actually has major impact in the story, and they're interesting as hell. Like, I love his dialogue. I love his music. I love his song that he sings, like that he's the very model of a scientist Slayer. So funny. Love the dialogue. I just love this character. Legion. Legion is by far very interesting. First Geth you interact with, his name is Legion. He has a piece of N7 armor. He has one of the fun dialogue? No, he has one of the fun loyalty missions in the Mass Effect 2. He's a really interesting character, very complex. He ends up, spoiler alert, sacrificing his life for the Geth, or you kill him to not do that, to not upload the code. He plays a major impact in Mass Effect 3, which is why he's so up here. Thane also does the same thing. He sacrificed his life for the Slaying Counselor. Really interesting. Love him. He's sick when you meet him. He has a really good loyalty mission. And that's pretty much about it. I love Thane. He's viable in combat. He's really good. His dialogue back and forth is awesome. You can romance him, which makes his death hurt even more as female Shepard. And every time Thane is in his deathbed, I think about it to this day. It makes me sob up a little bit. Alright. S tier. I'm not even going to explain Tali, Rex, or Liara, or Grunt. I'm just going to explain Javik. Javik is in S tier because he's funny, and he's 50,000-year-old version of Shepard, and he's really, really, really prone to throw you out the airlock. That's pretty much about it. That's the tier list. I hope you guys like that, and there's not really a lot to it. That was just giving my thoughts on it. But anyway, guys, if you liked the video, let me know in the comments below. If you disliked it, let me know. I don't really care if you disliked the video. Do whatever you want. You know I'm all about that free will stuff. Do whatever you guys feel like you want to do. But I appreciate your support. I appreciate you watching the video and staying to the end. As always, check out my Patreon. Subscribe. Do whatever the hell you want. Until next time, guys. Bye!